Hi, I'm Christina Edwards, and I teach nonprofits how to be extraordinary online fundraisers, how to stop just chugging along and start scaling past your revenue plateaus. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite apps. It's totally free for nonprofits. You can upgrade to a pro account for free, and it's a real game changer in the online space. So little drum roll. That app is Canva. So hopefully by now, if you've been in the nonprofit sector for a while, you're using this for your organization. If you're not, I want you to go to canva.com and I want you to apply for a pro account today for your organization. That normally is paid for for-profit brands, okay? So what is Canva? What can it do for your nonprofit? So Canva is basically like Photoshop for the masses, right? It's completely user-friendly. It has a really robust capability to create social media graphics, invites, presentations, and even an annual report. I have done this for my private clients and it is amazing. So if your nonprofit doesn't have the budget to source out your annual report to a designer, this is for you. So we'll talk about that today. For sure. The other capability that I love Canva for is you can take 5 minutes and load your organization's style guide. So that means your fonts, your brand colors, load them into your pro account, do it one time, and it's done. So anytime you go to make a brand new template, you never have to search through Times New Roman and Arial and Lotto and all the different fonts. You can find the exact fonts specific to your brand. Now, when you do that, you're starting to develop with your audience sort of this brand alignment, right? And they'll start to identify a look, a feel, a style, and a tone of your brand when you go that extra mile and you always follow your style guide. So I recommend doing that for sure when you're setting up your account. So why Canva? Why does it matter? Why is it so important, especially on a network like Facebook and even more important on Instagram? So on Instagram, we saw, a few years ago, really important to have lots of beautiful pictures, right? Almost like you're like a National Geographic photographer, these really beautiful pictures. Well, Instagram got a whole lot realer and people started to do these sort of on the fly photos, which was awesome. And that works really, really well for nonprofits. So if you are hosting a volunteer day or something like that, we want some real-time photos. Instagram's great for that. But it starts to feel really monotonous. So what you can do with Canva is you can start to bring in these templates of quotes, of graphics, of GIFs, and it will break up what we call your Instagram quilt, so that the feed of your nonprofit's Instagram account, and break it up with some contrast. It will also give you the capacity to create text where you can swipe through like a carousel and tell a story. So let's say that you serve food insecure households, right? And if we want to spotlight a member of a household that has been served by your nonprofit, what we can do is we can tell his or her story through a carousel of text. We don't even need their photo. I'm gonna have 5 different text pieces. We're giving people little bite-sized versions of their story. We're including who they are, how many members of their family, what happened when they got in touch with your nonprofit, and then of course, the great part, the outcome, right? And meanwhile, the user is just kind of lightly swiping through that. It's a really good way to ingest a lot of copy without getting overwhelmed by text, okay? So you can do that all in Canva. And if you're going to do a series of those, let's say you want to do one of those once a month, you create that template one time. We know it's 5 text pieces on the same color background, the same color font. Maybe you've got your logo on it or some sort of watermark on it, right? You do that one time, and then once a month, all you have to do is drop in that new story. That probably will take you 5 minutes. Amazing, huge time saver. The other thing that you can do are GIFs. GIFs are really fun ways to just like get your audience attention. So if you find that engagement's down or, your posts have been falling a little flat, GIFs are a great way to say, hey, wake up, we're here. Take a look at what we're doing and have a little fun, okay? So I'll show you a couple of examples of that here and play around with it. You can find a GIF that's within your brand and your nonprofit's tone and style. You can do something topical, you can do something that a lot of people are sharing right now, or you can do something that's a little bit more evergreen. So think about that. Another thing that you can do is that annual report. So let's say you just haven't, I work with a lot of nonprofits who sort of admittedly haven't done their annual report report in like many years / ever. If that's you, you feel overwhelmed by it, I want you to start with a front and back. I want you to start with a 2-page annual report. But if you're ready to go a little bit bigger, maybe 4 pages, 6 pages, something like that, and you don't have the funds, time, resources to allocate that out to a designer, here's what you want to do on Canva. You're going to go to that search bar and you're going to type in business report, or you're going to type in report, okay? And you're going to get a lot of report templates. Really easy, really clean. They'll already have graphs and charts and pie charts and all of the things you would normally need to express your financials and show your ROI and your impact, right? It's all right there. All you're going to do is pick one you like, change out the fonts, change out the colors, make sure you're doing those steps, right? We want it to look, feel, and sound like your brand. You're going to do this sort of legwork, this upfront work one time. So let's say it takes you 2 hours to get the report template where you want to be. The best part about this is that next year and the year after and so on, you never have to do that again. All you're doing is just dropping in that year's data. You're dropping in, let's say we always do a volunteer spotlight in our annual report, right? So then you're just finding that year's version of the volunteer spotlight, the volunteer image, the executive director's image, executive director's letter, right? It's all right there. So you do your legwork on 1 year and then you're good to go. Now, I wrote a blog about this, which I'm going to link in this video, but I'm going to give you a little bit of sort of like printing how-to. So if you're doing a front and back annual report, so just your very simple 2-page, right? It's front and back. You can print that on a high quality paper directly through Canva. So you can be done all in one platform, okay? But let's say you're going to do something bigger where it opens up, right? And maybe there's 4 pages or more. What I want you to do is you're still going to design the whole thing in Canva. You're going to download it with crop marks, which is going to walk you through that process really, really easily. Then you're going to call your local printer and you're going to say, hey, I have a 4-page report or a 6-page report or however long it is. And the words you want to use, I've learned, are, can you stitch them together to print? They know exactly how to do this. It does not cost extra. It's very, very simple on their end. And they will ask you what the first page is and the last page is, and they will stitch all the pages together so it opens seamlessly. They'll send you a proof and you're good to go. In that sense, you were the copywriter, you were the graphic designer, they were the printer. Such an easy thing. I've done this with my clients and it's so easy, okay? So let's recap all the different things I want you to think about that you can do on Canva. You can make social media graphics, okay? So these are testimonials, these are quotes, these are spotlights. You can do GIFs and stop that scroll and get people's attention, right? You can do something more robust like a presentation or an annual report. Again, you're gonna design those templates one time, and then from there on out, you're going back in your Canva and you're just dropping in the most up-to-date image, quote, data, right? Super easy. The other thing I love is, let's say you're getting ready for your annual event. You do it every single year. You can do the invitation on Canva. You can have them printed and sent to you, or you can just do an online invitation. Now, remember, if we're going to do that, we want to make sure that we have a Facebook event for it, right? And a Facebook cover photo, and maybe we have a Twitter cover photo. So if that sounds like you, you're going to create all the assets in there, and you're just going to search in Canva, Facebook cover photo. It will already populate the specs for you, and you'll be good to go, right? Super easy. So I'd love to hear from you. If you are using Canva, if you've upgraded to a Canva Pro account for free for nonprofit, tell me in the comments. And if you have gone the extra mile and started an annual report in Canva or some other kind of more robust presentation, tell me all about it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel right up here, and we'll see you next time.